Alrighty, boys. This is going to be the first episode of the free boot camp called How Bad Do You Want It? This is going to be a motivational, psychological video. Just basically me talking about, do you really want this as bad as you say you do? Do you really want trading as much as you think you do? And what are you doing to get to where you want to be? If you guys saw my text last night, I'm talking about how thankful I am for you guys and just talking about kind of my journey a little bit. I shared that yes, I was a broke college student and I really wanted trading to work. I studied day and night. I did back testing. I watched everything I needed to. And that got me pretty far in my trading, right? But it wasn't what made me who I am today. Yes, you can back test. Yes, you can learn a trading model. You can learn the concepts. But you can only be so profitable without having the strong mindset that you really need. I shared that I went from 1.25 million funding, which is like 25 funded accounts, to zero funded accounts. I actually had like one or two. But still, the whole point of that is it was a big loss in my trading career. It was a big turning point in my trading career because that showed me that a lot of things that you have and you work for, you can lose in a split second. I lost that over like a month. It was a really bad month for me. And it was just an unfortunate time in my trading career and just my life in general. And the past 2 months, the past 2 months, 2.5 months, I've just been struggling in my trading. I've been struggling mentally. I've been struggling to get to where I want to be. And I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't realize why I was struggling in my trading. I didn't realize why things weren't going my way, essentially, until I took a step back. I took a step back from the charts. And I looked at what I was doing. What was I doing wrong? What was going wrong in my trading? And at that very moment, I understood I just needed to step away from the charts. I needed to just look at everything in my life and kind of dissect why is it that these things are happening? Why is it that I can't succeed right now? Why is it that I can't make back what I had? And I ultimately came to the answer that I was trying to force things. I was trying to force what I wanted. I was trying to force what I had. I was trying to force all these things that weren't necessary. That if you know trading, if you've been profitable, or if you just know the general rules of trading, trading is not about forcing anything. It's letting the results come to you. It's you just following the process and taking opportunity when the opportunity is gifted or granted to you. Opportunity is not going to be there every day. If you guys looked at the charts today, the charts were so-so. It's not the best day. Yes, there was maybe a little bit of opportunity, but it wasn't like those days where you're just sitting there, you know exactly what's going to happen, and you take action on that. Okay? That's what I was struggling with. I was trying to force things, and I was just trying to get to where I wanted. And this is what leads me into kind of what we're going to talk about today. A lot of you guys, right, you want to be profitable. You want to get that payout. You want to pass that eval, or whatever it may be in your circumstance. You're never going to get there by just every single day trying to force that result. You're never going to get there by forcing a trade or forcing that you must trade today or you must do this or you must do that. That's never going to happen, unfortunately. The only way that you're going to get to where you want to be is by putting in the work, not only when it comes to back testing and studying, but also mentally, right? Outside of trading, what are you doing in your life to make you get to where you want to be? Are you hitting the gym? Are you staying on a good diet? Are you doing whatever it may be, right, that keeps you active, keeps you pushing your mindset, and forces you to become a better person overall? The better you are mentally and the stronger you are mentally, the better trader you're going to be. You could literally just know what a fair value gap is in a liquidity sweep. And if you have a really strong mindset, you would probably be a good trader, right? You would be able to just only take action on those ones that are super high probability. You wouldn't take every liquidity sweep with a fair value gap. You wouldn't do everything you need to do, right, to force the results that you want. If you're a strong-minded person and you understand results come with the process, you would understand, okay, I'll just sit on my hands, wait for what I want to see, and boom, I take action. And maybe I'll lose, maybe I'll get closer to my goals. It is what it is for whatever happens. That's what a lot of you guys need to realize, right? And it was just what I talked about. Like, you just have to understand that things just come, but it's about what you are doing on your free time. I tell a lot of people that I used to back test 5 to 6 hours a day. Every single day I was doing that when I was on my come up. And people tell me, oh, I don't have time for that. I work a job. I do this, I do that. And that's when I ask you, how bad do you really want trading? How bad do you really want to achieve the goals that you think you want to achieve? I would have never been where I'm at if I didn't go through those hard days, those hard weeks, those hard months of grinding every day, back testing every day. And even up to recently, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for the losses that I have taken so far. These things are all what has shaped me into the trader I am today. and shapes every single one of you into who you are in this very moment. A lot of you guys have maybe blown a lot of funded accounts. A lot of you guys have maybe been close to a payout and you don't get the payout, or you've maybe just never even passed an eval and you've gone through so many evals you can't even count, right? These are all things that make you who you're supposed to be, but at the end of the day, that's then also what tests you to understand, how bad do I really want this, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys have been in that position where you got in one of the scenarios I just mentioned and you thought about quitting. You were like, oh, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I've spent too much money, or I've done this, I've done that. And you're looking at yourself and you're like, I don't know, like, if I want to move forward. Let this be, I'm sure if you guys are here, you've probably kept moving forward, but let this be a message to you, right? Those type of failures, those type of struggles never stop in trading. You're going to continue to go through those. So build the good habits and build a strong mindset early on enough so then when you do get to those catastrophic events, that it's not going to be as hard on you. And that's something I wish I maybe would have gone back and changed, right? I wish I would have gone back and changed my mental when it was even just the early stages of trading, when I was blowing an eval or blowing a funded account or getting close to a payout and not getting it. These are all things that took a toll on me then, and I didn't realize how big of a toll it would take on me later on when I go through even bigger struggles, okay? And this is what I'd say for you guys. If you guys are struggling with, the mental side of things, or struggling with deciding if you want to keep going with trading, keep freaking going. Keep learning. Keep going through the experiences that you must go through to get to where you need to be. Unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it is sunshine and rainbows once you get through the hardships, right? Trading is literally a chart. The life and the journey of trading goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And every single down point that you go to, it is up to you to make either the decision, I want to make a new high and push for something greater than I've ever reached before, or you get in a mental state where I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of this. I don't know if I'll be able to get to where I get back, or get to where I had. And you kind of get all in your head and then you spiral and you become a worse trader than you ever have, okay? You need to understand when these lows come into play, these are just challenges on yourself, on your trading journey, on your mental, that all just take a toll and are there for a reason. If I don't know if you guys are religious, but the saying everything happens for a reason is beyond true. In my opinion, I think everything that takes place, every loss, every failure, every win is all supposed to be part of the journey, okay? When it comes to the journey, okay, every loss that you've taken, you're supposed to learn from. Every loss that you've been granted or every win you've been granted, you must learn something from it, okay? Whether you just got your first ever funded account, what can you take away from that? Or you just blew your first ever funded account, what can you take away from that? These are questions that you need to be constantly asking yourself when you're on a daily basis of trading. If you just took a trade, yo!
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Could you move your car potentially?
Fuck. Alright guys, give me 1 second. I gotta go move my car. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Alright guys, sorry I got interrupted there. Don't even remember what I was talking about, but let's just hop right back into it, right? I was talking about bouncing back from your losses and everything happens for a reason, and how you learn from your losses and learn from your wins. And I'm just going to recap on that a little bit, right? Every win, every loss is something to be learned from. And you cannot take a win and not learn something from it. You must take everything that you've been granted, whether a win or loss, and derive something from that result, okay? If you take a winning trade, understand, why did I take that winning trade? What was in place for me to take that winning trade? And that's something for you to grow on. If it's a loss, why did I take a losing trade? Why did it not go in my favor? This and that. Those are things that you also have to look into. I'm sure a lot of you guys, when you take a loss, you do ask yourself those questions, but when you take a win, you don't necessarily ask yourself, why did I win? And when it comes to passing a funded account or passing an eval or getting your first payout, you must ask yourself, what allowed me to achieve this? What did I do differently that allowed me to achieve this? And if you can find the answer within those results, whether good or bad, that's something for you to grow on. That's something for you to take and understand, okay, I did something right. Now let me do that over and over. And then maybe if you go through a loss, well, what did you do differently for you to result in that loss? Or was the market conditions bad? Or were you not taking the right setups? Or whatever it may be, those are things that you must learn from, okay? So, with that being said, well, I think that's a good stopping point for just like that in general. Just kind of learning from your losses. But now I want to talk about what are you doing outside of trading to get to where you want to be, right? I was put in a position, this is some more lore for you guys, right, where I had literally like $100 to my name. I think at one point I genuinely had 45 cents to my name. This was like November 2024. So a year later, right, I had like, this was like meme coin season. I'm just throwing in bread to meme coins. I literally put in like 3 bands. I had like 8 grand to my name at the time. Put in like 3 bands. I'm trying to trade at the same time, blowing funded accounts. My mom, dead ass, logs onto my bank account, takes half my money. So I have $1,000 left in like real money that I can like acquire, right? My mom holds on to the other 4,000. Is what it is, right? She's like, you're spending too much money. Trading's not going to work out. Like, I'm keeping this money so you have some sort of backup plan. And honestly, W mom for that. But that's kind of the position I was put in. I realized I didn't have shit to my name. I was blowing money on meme coins, was not getting paid out, was failing funded accounts, and I was like, holy shit, what do I do? Like, I'm put in this position where I have nothing, right? Obviously, $1,000 is still a lot, but realistically, I then blew even like, I blew like 900 of it, and I was down to my last 100. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I have bad grades in school, I'm blowing my money, and I'm losing everything. It feels like slowly. Everything's just falling through my fingertips. I can't succeed. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And that's exactly when the infamous clip came out. I go home for winter break after blowing so much money. My mom doesn't know about my grades, and I feel like I'm slowly starting to pick up on trading, right? I'm put in this corner right before I went to winter break. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start backtesting. I'm going to start backtesting every single fucking day until I'm passing a hypothetical eval. A couple weeks later, I then go to Christmas break. I'm back at home. My mom comes into my room, and she goes, Andrew, why the fuck does it say you have a 2.0 GPA? And then you guys see the clip, and funny enough, that was my second time ever recording myself trading, because my thought process was, I'm just going to record myself trading. I can see what I'm doing wrong, see what I'm doing right. I can learn from it, read the tape, and go from there. In that clip, my mom comes in, she goes off on me, and boom, my social media journey starts. At this time, I'm unprofitable, and when you go back and you can scroll all the way back to my first TikTok, and I don't ever say I was profitable at that point. Nothing too much was going for me. Literally 2 months later, after blowing up on social media, obviously it was 2 months of grinding my ass off, right? You guys can go back and look. From that video of me posting with my mom to then 2 months into that journey, I was posting clips left and right. I was literally backtesting all day, every freaking day. And it was a little motivating, right? Because it motivated me to make these backtesting clips so I could post them on social media. But at the same time, I knew this is what was going to get me to where I wanted to be. So you guys can go back and look. I have these videos of me backtesting in class. I have these videos of me just backtesting all day. And that was all I was doing, was just every single day, wake up, watch a YouTube video on trading, go to class, backtest the whole class, would not pay attention for shit. Get out of class, backtest even more, go eat some more food, watch a video on trading, backtest even more, go to the gym, come home from the gym, eat more food, backtest even more, and repeat that same day. I did that for like 3 months straight, bro. 3 months straight was just that grueling journey of just the grind. The grind was what got me to where I'm at. And when you guys look at what you're doing right now in your life, and I want you guys to all just sit back, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're in the Discord, I want you to just like tune me out for a split second or pause the video and look at what you're doing in your life right now. Look at what you are doing to achieve what you want to do. If it doesn't look like what I just described, you're most likely not doing enough. You're most likely getting beat by the person next to you, right? If this is a race to get to profitability and you have me and 100 other people, I bet maybe 5 other people are even close to the screen time I was at on FX Replay, or even close to the amount of work that I was putting in. And that's what everyone needs to start figuring out, right? Is that there's people out there working harder than you. You see these people on social media, you see them on YouTube, you see them on Twitter, posting these amazing P&Ls, posting these payouts, doing all this, and you're probably asking yourself, why am I not at that level that they are? Why, like, what am I doing wrong? What are they doing differently? I just described it to you. I just told you exactly what they're doing differently. They're putting in more work than you. They're putting in more hours. They're grinding harder than you. They're educating themselves more than you probably ever could. And don't take this as shame or don't take this as hate, but it's more motivation so you can realize there is more work to be done. Yes, don't go, yeah, you can paper trade in the morning, but then the rest of the day, don't go scrolling on TikTok or wasting your time away. Go study even more. Go backtest even more. Go Go do things that is going to keep elevating you as a trader and as someone who just needs to achieve their goals, right? Keep doing the things that maybe they don't pay off right now. Maybe they don't pay off in a week. Maybe they don't pay off in a month. Maybe they don't pay off in 6 months. But I promise you, if you're on a strict regimen like that, studying every day, doing what you need to, eventually something is going to click and you're going to get to where you want to be. Something will just click in your brain. And it's exactly what happened to me, right? After those 2 months that I described of me grinding every day, posting on socials, boom, I got my first payout. I was a year into trading and I got my first payout. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, it really just happened. Like, I actually got a payout. And I realized, right, I looked back on how did I get that payout? Well, I look at what I was doing. I was back testing multiple hours a day. I was doing everything I needed to, and that's got me to where I wanted to be. So I want you guys to ask yourself, if you're not achieving payouts, if you're not passing funded accounts, what are you doing to really get there? Because paper trading in the morning is not going to get you to where you want to be. Watching one YouTube video a day is not going to get you to where you want to be. I promise you, it will be countless hours every single day for months on end to get you to where you want to be. That is what's going to be the root cause of getting you to your dreams. Not just doing, as I described earlier, the bare minimum. You must do overtime. You must work overtime for trading to learn what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And it's as simple as that. The more work you put in, the more results you're going to have. I believe in the saying consistency compounds. That was my senior quote. And it's the truest thing I think anyone could ever live by. The more you work, the better you're going to get at whatever it is you do, whether it's gym, whether it's school, whether it's trading, whether it's eating properly, whatever it may be. Your compounding results, they're going to go from steady to boom, you start seeing results, boom, you start seeing more, and then it's just exponential. You only keep growing from that point. And again, it's going to be hard in the beginning. You're not going to see exactly what you want, but I promise you, if you continue with a regimen like I described, you are going to get to the results that you want to get to in probably a shorter amount of time than you ever believe you could. Some of you guys are maybe like, I want to be profitable within a year. I want to be profitable within 6 months. If you grind hard enough and you go to sleep every night knowing that you did the most you could have done, you're going to achieve those goals within half the time that you envision. And I can almost guarantee you that. If you go to sleep every night knowing that you could have done more, you're never going to achieve your goals. Yes, you could achieve them in 2 years or 3 years, but you're not going to achieve the quote-unquote fast results that you want to see. And I can guarantee you that. So if you've taken anything away from this video or from this lecture, take away that the results that you, or the work that you put in, is directly correlated with the results that you're going to have. If you're half-assing and you're not doing what you need to, you're never going to have the right results. If you're doing everything you're supposed to, going to sleep every night, knowing that you did the most you could have done, the results are going to eventually prosper, okay? And then second thing, every win, every loss happens for a reason. Therefore, take it as a lesson. Every loss you take, learn something from it. Every win you take, learn something from it. This is only going to keep growing you as a trader. And as I said, if you consistently learn from all your mistakes and all your wins, it's exponential. It's consistently exponential, and it will continue to compound. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. This was the first free video of the bootcamp. I'm super excited to keep doing these with you guys. I'm super excited to keep growing the community. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did enjoy, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I'll have more videos out just like this. And Discord guys, I hope you guys like this. Let me know in the chat how you guys thought about this. And more of this will keep coming out, right? And again, the reason I'm doing this for free is because I learned everything for free. I never bought a mentor. I never bought a course. I never bought like a pamphlet for trading. I learned everything for completely free. Everything you need to know to become a profitable trader is on YouTube. And then the rest of it is all personal. All it is you take the knowledge that you learn for free and you apply it and you keep growing as a person, and you will eventually get to where you want to be. You just have to keep putting in the work and having the proper guidance, right? And I believe after I've taken some of my one-on-one students through the trenches and up, right, I believe what I preach and what I teach will get you to where you need to be. As long as you just take the right parts away from each video and apply them in your trading, you will become a profitable trader, and I can guarantee you that. So again, I already mentioned what to take away from this video, but if you're like, oh, I can't wait for the next video, well, first thing to do starting today is start putting in more work, start putting in the hours, start grinding, start going to sleep every night knowing that you couldn't have done any more, and that will be the first step to profitability. And if you can do that every single day, I guarantee by the end of this month, when every video is out and you take a small thing away from every video, you could be a profitable trader within 3 to 6 months, guaranteed. It's all about your personal work ethic and just who you are as a trader and who you are as just a human being and how much you're really willing to put in. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. YouTube, I will see you guys. Have a good one.